What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKL Pugilism Boxing channel, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, hit the bell notification, put that thing on all, and you get notifications of all our latest stuff, all our latest blogs. As and when they come out, you'll be immediately notified. So let's get into it. So last night, of course, we had the matchroom card. That was SSE Arena, Wembley, London Town. We had Josh Kelly versus David Avanesyan. Actually, let's reverse that. David Avanesyan versus Josh Kelly. It was a fight for the welterweight European EBU title. And this was a big chance for Josh Kelly to get himself on the map, to separate himself from sort of the British pack, as there's been guys calling him out, like Conor Benn. Conor Benn was ringside there as well. And this was to be a big test. There was a lot of talk coming from Team Avanesyan. Avanesyan's coach was super confident, telling everyone all the way through from the first build-up in 2018 all the way to 2020 into 2021 right here. His coach was saying, look, my boy is going to knock him out. He's not strong enough for David. Can't handle David. It was just singing his praises all the way through, in the build up, everything. So this was one where there was a lot of anticipation. A lot of people did pick David Avanesyan because of what happened last week to Josh Warrington, who got sparked by the unknown Mexican kid. And Avanesyan, as I said in my pre-fight video, tough guy, rough and tumble guy. He's going to keep coming for the distance. However long he's got his foot in and he's there, he's on his feet, he's going to keep coming. So in this fight, this is kind of exactly how it went. The first 3 rounds, I had Josh Kelly winning sort of. At least I think I had him winning the first 3 quite comfortably, because I preferred the sharper work of Josh Kelly. His movement was on point, and I could see that he was throwing punches with authority. He was throwing a good jab, and I always like to see that in fighters, for a very good jab, like from round 1 onwards, bang, 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 and he was letting his shots go. He was on the back foot, but he was letting his shots go nicely. Josh Kelly was flowing. Avanesyan was made to look a bit clumsy. He was made to miss certain times. He wasn't quite able to cut Josh Kelly off in the first 3 rounds. He was very much playing catch up. So I kind of had Josh Kelly taking those first 3 rounds for me on my card. I kind of gave it to him. He was doing the better work. He was crisper. He was cleaner. He was quicker. He was a lot quicker than David Avanesyan in those rounds. You know, there was a definite gap in speed and agility and everything. And he was doing his thing. Those first 3 rounds, he was doing his thing. Round 4 comes around. I had it kind of an even round. I could see if you give it to David Avanesyan, I wouldn't have a quarrel with that. But it was a round where it got tough for Josh Kelly. Pretty boy, he became not so pretty anymore, because there was a bit of damage to somewhere in the back of his head. Somehow, I don't know what caused that cut, even till right now, but he got a cut to the back of his head. And in that round there, the 4th round, you could see the tide of the fight began to change. It began to turn sort of more in Avanesyan's favor, because Josh Kelly in that round decided to sort of more so stand and trade and stop the movement with Avanesyan. He sort of stopped his movement. He wasn't moving so rapidly, and there were weird things that happened, like I think it was the 4th or the 5th. Basically, he looked at the referee. He'd get clapped with a shot. He got clipped, I think with a right hand or something, and then he was like looking over at the referee. So there were a few strange things that happened, and you could tell when it came to that 4th round, I had it kind of an even round, because both men done good work. You could tell the momentum was kind of going with Avanesyan, but Kelly was able to do a few things. He was able to rock him a little bit, and but you could tell that the tide was beginning to turn. So although Kelly was still competitive, was still landing shots, he was beginning to get caught a lot more in round 4, and it was kind of turning around. And again, round 5 was sort of more of the same. Avanesyan chasing him down and getting more and more success. So it wasn't nothing like the first 3, where the first 3 Kelly was able to get away, nip and tuck, and land some good hard shots. But when it came to sort of round 5, Avanesyan had began to catch up, and he was just steaming in, coming in like a bullet, like a steam train. He actually reminded me of what's his name? Antonio Margarito, when he fought Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was able to rattle off bum 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 bum, but then eventually Margarito just kept walking him down, and it came to a point where he was running Miguel Cotto down. He was literally running after him, no footwork, just da 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 da. And in this fight, similar things sort of started to happen, because Kelly was just being ran down, and the pace just kept increasing and increasing. The pressure just kept mounting and mounting on Kelly, and you could tell that he was becoming less and less comfortable in this fight. And that's what happened. And Avanesyan began to sort of, as they say, bruck him up. He began to sort of break Kelly up. And the problem was Kelly was now taking flush shots. You're going to 4, 5. Kelly was taking flush shots now, and he was becoming a lot more hittable, because he didn't have, he doesn't have a guard, does he? He holds his hands very low, so he didn't really have much of a guard. He was taking flush shots in the 5th. We go into the 6th, and Avanesyan just steams in again, two-handed, two-fisted attack. And it's just attacking. And you could tell that Josh Kelly was showing signs of distress. And he eventually went down. He goes down in round 6, visibly wobbled and shaken. He gets back to his feet, but he's still on unsteady legs. He's able to still stand his ground a little bit, but Avanesyan just steaming into him more and more and more, and he's stumbling him. And then before you know it, Adam Booth chucks in the towel, ending proceedings in round 6. And it's one of them where it was a good stoppage, I'd say, by Adam Booth. He knows his fighter better than anyone. And at the end of the day, it was one of those where his boy was being beaten up, and he was just going to sort of continue to take a sustained beating the longer the fight went. So it was very much a mercy call by Adam Booth. So it's one of those decisions where Kelly will be disappointed. He'll be disappointed with himself. But at the end of the day, the coach done the right thing. Booth just chucked in the towel, and that was the end of that. And Avanesyan now retains his European title. I think they were saying they want a good title for him. They want a world title shot for him. I mean, it's one of them where perhaps if he was in a weaker division, he may have a chance. But I think right now the champions, Errol Spence Jr. definitely beats him. Terence Crawford definitely beats him. But again, it's one of them where he could have a good shot. People were saying, I think it was Unrivaled Boxing Talk, or Boxing Beats and Ramp. They were saying about Jamal, what's that guy's name? Jamal Jones or something, or Jamal James, I think his name is, the guy who's been elevated to some sort of champion. And that guy would be a good fight for him. It would be a chance, it would be a shot. So he definitely deserves a little shot now. Avanesyan, he's defended his European title, and who knows? He definitely deserves a shot now at something big. As for Josh Kelly, he's going to have to go right back to the drawing board. He is early in his career. That was his 12th fight, so it's quite early in his career. But again, he's going to have to go right back to the drawing board and take a break from boxing, obviously, for a bit. Don't want to be taking any more punishment or anything like that. He wants to take a break and assess things. I don't know about the trainer situation. Adam Booth, I believe, is a good trainer, but again, it's one of them where so far they've had a few little hiccups. So I don't know. I think it's one of them where they'll need to assess things, look at what they've done wrong, look at how they can maybe change Kelly's style a little bit, maybe make him a bit more defensively aware, because at the end of the day, that was really what cost him, the defensive frailties, the low hands and you know, relying on reflexes, but reflexes not being good enough to keep this guy like Avanesyan away. You know, Avanesyan was able to land when it got deep into the fight. So there's things they're going to have to work on, technical things they're going to have to tweak, and hopefully he comes back and hopefully he's able to come back strong. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Congratulations to David Avanesyan, good victory for him. And Josh Kelly also, he done well, he done himself quite proud, but he's going to have to go back to the drawing board and assess things and see what he's going to do next. So until next time, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is MKO Pugilism, over and out. Catch you next time.